This sun-kissed island has many beaches, which allow us various forms of recreation. But there are many Barbadians who cannot swim. Although lifeguards would like to have a 100% prevention of drowning record in Barbados, they know that that is not realistic. But they want to achieve at least 90% prevention, 10% intervention ratio.
Well, I was just sitting here enjoying my holiday and I saw that there was a guy in trouble, but the lifeguards were just running along the beach to him, and they entered the water, swam really quickly, reassuring him, and he was definitely in trouble. He was starting to go under, he was being swept out to sea.
We don't hear on a regular basis about rescues to be able to put into perspective the invaluable work that lifeguards perform.
We had just closed the tower. I was on my way to my vehicle to put some stuff down and come back. But then I always walk and I do a turn and look back, and I saw the kids out in the water. And the distance they were at, I knew that they shouldn't be at that distance. I looked, I didn't see any parents, I turned back immediately. And as I got closer, I realized that they started to get into more difficulties. And I ran up the stairs, I alerted my other workmates that was about 600 meters up the beach. And immediately I point in the direction of the victims, and they ran and came up. I entered the water and I went to the first guy, which was about probably 20 meters out to sea. And just as I got him, quick so, the other lifeguard, Jamal, he was in the water. He held on to the other two. And then there was still another female at the back. She was about probably, let's say about 30, 40, about 40 meters.
40 meters, okay.
The current was pulling. So they were moving, they were drifting really, really fast. So, I mean, it was a bit of a challenge because they were not together. They were like in a triangle, separated. So, you know, it was a bit of a judgment call then, because at that time, you know, as I say, we had already closed. We only had one rescue can at the time.
The lifeguard team at Accra performed 2 rescues in 2 days that were highlighted in the news. Rescuing a family of 4, which included a mother, her 2 children and her nephew. The next day, a 63-year-old man was rescued from the water.
We saw a guy with a snorkel and mask, head come up, and he said help within the snorkeler. At that time, it was no hesitation. Protocol went in me, and I told Jamal, get the can, we need the can. One have a can, one don't have. So when we went into the water was a little bit choppy though. It was a little bit pulling at the time. And we got into the water. Jamal got there before me. So Jamal took the can and told the guy to lay on his back, floor on his back. But before we could do that, he was already submerged down into the water and one hand was out. So then Jamal had to dive, pick him up. When we diving down to get a victim, you have to tilt the head down, close the area so water can't get in the nostrils and the mouth, pinch your nose, pull them up. Because if you bring up a person like this, all the water is going to flush down inside the lungs. When we got back in, the first thing he got out the water, he couldn't stand, because he really couldn't stand. But we had him holding up, because when you go for a person, the weak, the tired and the exhausted, so we have to come like this, hold here, brace, and start walking out the water. He was dragging. So we was basically walking him out the water. He said, oh my God, you guys saved my life. At 1 minute when I went down, I made peace with God. And I felt so good, but sad inside that he said he made peace with God. And he was like, thank you so much. He started giving me a kiss on my jaw. He went to kiss Jamal, but when he looked, he saw the face, he shook his hand, and he was just totally ecstatic. He was blown out. He said very much thanks.
Lifeguards must be excellent swimmers to perform rescues at sea. They patrol the beaches and are responsible for persons relaxing and sea bathing. But what training must someone go through to become a lifeguard?
12 weeks of vigorous training and intensive training, whereby you have to be fit, you have to understand how to save someone, and you also, very important, you have to know your first aid. To be a lifeguard, the first person you have to be able to save also is yourself. You can't save anyone if you can't save yourself. And having gone through that, then you're going to save someone else.
All lifeguards are trained to the level of Bronze Cross in Barbados. The Bronze Cross is attained through the Royal Lifesaving Society of Canada, and their standards are very high.
The training to acquire a Bronze Cross is very difficult. One component requires the lifeguard to demonstrate an entry technique and to swim 50 meters in a headed approach with a loop rescue tube to a passive victim and then tow the victim 50 meters.
There's further training that will take you to the standard of national lifeguard, and having attained those standards, then you can become a lifeguard instructor, which is further training.
If you're going to have a beach day, follow these simple instructions to have a wonderful day at the beach. First, always swim near the lifeguard tower. Second, always listen and obey the instructions given by the lifeguard. And third, always adhere to the flag warnings set out on the beach.
If a red flag is up, it's danger, do not swim. It means that something is dangerous in the water or the environment. You should not swim. Yellow flag is a caution flag whereby you swim, but at your own risk, right? But the red flag means definitely do not swim. If the lifeguard posts red flags, you should not enter the water under red flag conditions.
Our beaches are relatively safe. This is Carlisle Bay, and it's always a smooth, calm beach most days. But there are other beaches that are known for having riptides. What advice would you give a person who would have been experiencing difficulty in a riptide?
Well, first thing, if the riptide is present and presents a danger, we will have flagged it once it happens during our working hours, right? But having failed to observe the flags that we will have posted, the first thing that you will do if you get into it is to swim parallel to the beach, right? Because the riptide only takes you a certain distance out and then it lets you go. So you could use that swim parallel and then make your way back.
Let's say you are in the riptide, you swim parallel, but now you are tired. How do I get the attention of a lifeguard?
We will see you. Definitely we will see you. Because a drowning does not happen just like that, a drowning builds. And the lifeguards will observe that something is wrong and they will come to your assist. Also, people do raise the alarm on the beach and the lifeguards also respond.
Browns Beach is one of the more popular beaches in Barbados because of its characteristics. This sheltered bay, stretching from the boatyard to Needham's Point, is ideal for swimming and sea bathing, but there are a few things seagoers should be on the lookout for.
It's being that the beach is so popular, it also has a lot of boating activity, watercraft activity, and that of itself could present a danger if you're not observant. Vis-a-vis that a lot of these boats, especially like the glass-bound boats, come in very close, take up visitors, and they go out to play their trade. But in so doing, if a person's not observant or some people just being around the water, accidents could happen. And this is a real possibility.
How many beaches are manned by the NCC?
At this present point in time, there are 15 beaches that are supervised by lifeguards.
And what time are the lifeguards present?
From 9 in the morning until 6 in the evening, 7 days a week.
Lifeguards are always ready to lend a helping hand, literally, but they too need help. And sometimes it comes in the form of equipment, life-saving equipment.
This is our rescue board. It is about 15 feet long. It is very light and fast in the water. So we use this. Let's say we have a victim a good ways out. I mean, we swim out fast, but this is gonna get you there a lot faster, you know? So as we run and enter the water, from the time you hit the water, it skates through the water like that, you know? So then you lie on it as if you're on a surfboard. You paddle out. You can paddle like this, you can come on your knees, you can pull it like that. Then when you get to the victim, there's different ways to put the person on the board. but it's very, very efficient, very quick and reliable.
So this is called a rescue can, and basically once you hold on the correct way, you got some holes here and you can hold it like this, or you can hold it from the back, or like this. Most people hold it like this when they're drowning. So this part is for my head and shoulder. Put it over the head, swing my hand through it, and when I'm swimming, basically let it go. And that is how it is in the sea, positioned in the sea. And the victim will be back there holding the can. So this is a throw bag, and it has 90 feet of rope inside of this bag. So when the water is really, really bad and the waves are like 7 feet or 9 feet high, sometimes we find ourselves in difficulty. The other lifeguard can get this throw bag, and how you use it, you can take it, pelt it out. This end is for me. You're gonna pelt it out. All the ropes come through this hole. I hold it, and the lifeguard or the victim, the person that's in distress, can hold this end.
Recently, one of our lifeguards, Terrence Hines, was nominated and received the Mountbatten Medal. The Mountbatten Medal was instituted in 1951 and is awarded annually for the most gallant rescue or rescue attempt undertaken. The rescue must be made by the holder or previous holder of a life-saving award delivered by a Royal Life-Saving Society. Remember, our lifeguards are holders of the Bronze Cross.
My name is Terrence Hines. I'm a lifeguard for the National Conservation Commission. I've been a lifeguard for 20 going on 21 years. I'm just happy about it because this is the best moment of my life so far since I've been 44 years living. So I really appreciate it. On the day, the sea was big. It was big. We had red flags all along the beach, right down to Coral Reef. And I just took a patrol, maybe like around 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock around there. And at the end of Coral Reef, they had 2 visitors in the water. I saw them were in difficulty, so I go up my can and my fence net in the water. The lady was stronger than the gentleman, but she still had difficulties getting as well. But the guy was really in difficulty, so I went to him, tell him I'm a lifeguard, asked me if he needed assistance. He denied at first, and then I realized he wasn't going anywhere, so I had to actually hold him, bring him in, and guide his wife in at the same time. At the moment, when I got back to the shore, then I had to run back to the lifeguard station, get the rescue board, paddle out into the water to another snorkeler that was in difficulty. I asked her if she needed help as well. She said no. Then the current really started to take her out. So then she said she needed the help. I put her on the rescue board and brought her in safely to the beach. To me, it was just another day on the job, another rescue.
In the 68 years that this award has been instituted, it has been presented 55 times, and only 3 CARICOM nationals have gained this honor. 1 St. Lucian and 2 Barbadians, Terrence Hines and Ken Mears. Lifeguards are posted at the beach all year round, not to spoil your fun, but to help you understand and alert you to any dangers at the beach. They are always there. They are always watching.